Hello, Jake Light here, gaming lawyer at your service. You might have wondered in life how true are the myths and stereotypes about lawyers. Have movies, TV dramas, or games portrayed us accurately? Or you're looking forward to becoming one and not sure how actual lawyers are in the industry? Well, regardless of how much you know, I'm going to give you an unbiased take on the top 10 things people have talked about us and what the actual reality is for lawyers. And as always, before I start, I would like to emphasize that the information provided in this video is only for education and entertainment purposes. Please seek qualified professionals with a newer perspective of us after this lecture. We're gonna start off with the first and quite arguably the most common: lawyers can't be trusted. You may have heard your family or friends saying that if a lawyer speaks to you in a professional setting, that you're not supposed to trust them. And you're gonna be surprised by my answer, but that's true. Well, partially. There's only one question to ask yourself if you can trust a lawyer. Is he acting on behalf of you? If the answer is yes, lawyers are legally duty-bound to do his best to be truthful and honest with you. There's no reason for lawyers to lie to you because they want you to win whatever court case they are assigned or completing whatever legal dealings they have hired to do. Unless if you are afraid of your lawyer committing fraud and disappearing. One of the responsibilities of legal practitioners are holding and transferring money on behalf of you as stakeholders. There's a chance they might abscond with it if it was a large sum, only if the law firm doesn't have indemnity insurance to refund you of what has been paid by you. So you may reconsider keeping your monies with the law firm as stakeholders is actually safe and secure for you when they offer cheap legal services. Otherwise, if lawyers are speaking to you in a professional manner but is not representing you, by all means you can take whatever they say with a grain of salt. In such a situation, they can definitely not tell the truth or do not provide facts that are detrimental for their own clients. Next, we have also been often accused of manipulating laws to our gains. This statement isn't exactly accurate, but still partly true because we don't make the laws. We just use the ones that serve us best. Laws are made by members of a parliament or people that has been given the power to make them. It's for the rest of us to read and understand them. Lawyers are some of the people that are quite critical about wording and intentions of any laws. And since we're acting on behalf of a client, we always try to give legal interpretations that are in favor of them. Moving to number 3, another common belief is that lawyers are paid really well for their work. This is untrue on multiple levels. First, you have to know that there are lawyers working as employees, and others work as partners or in positions where profit sharing is possible. As long as you are the former, you are likely to be paid salaries around the market rate, and it's not going to be very high. Second, only specific fields of legal practice such as litigation and corporate work will earn you big bucks due to the necessity and rarity of decent lawyers to do the legal work. I myself am a lawyer that mostly does conveyancing, which is any transactions involving lands and buildings, are at the bottom of the barrel in terms of how much money we can expect from this work. Thirdly, a lot of requirements have to be first met to achieve higher pay. It's not just about knowing the law and being good at applying it, but you have to be charismatic so that people trust you. You have to market yourself and get connected with other people in the business, so you have a constant source of potential clients. And lastly, devote your entire life for your career. So talking about getting paid well, of course, there's the misconception that we're only doing it for the money. Well, that's true. Not all of us are humanitarians, and most definitely choose this as their career path for the financial stability. It also takes a lot of time and money to become one as well. If one is not wealthy in the beginning, most of their income from working are just paying back for the cost of being one. Lawyers doing it out of passion and justice are actually the minority. On the topic of passion and justice, there's also the over-top dramatization of lawyers that are presented in the entertainment, basically showing them working in lavish offices. Shouting in court somehow wins the favor of judges, and entire cases can get done in a few days or weeks. Erase all of that nonsense from your memory. None of that is real. Majority of lawyers' work is tedious and monotonous. Most of the time is spent in the office doing research, drafting documents, or just plain simple clerical work. It is a stressful and thankless job. Lots of deadlines to reach just to satisfy client expectations. And to do that, we have been forced to bypass some procedures, whether ethically and or illegally. Getting to number 6. This one is gonna sound very true, since I've been breaking apart what an actual lawyer's life is like. So the frequent saying of lawyers are one of the top careers to have sounds more and more inaccurate. Maybe when there was a time that the profession did not have many people competing for the same and limited number of clients. You could say legal services are often sought out for, but it's the opposite now. People look for either extreme of quality lawyers or cheap lawyers, depending on their needs. It's a bygone mentality from the olden times, when practitioners are rare as well as the opportunity to be one as well, due to financial constraints. Relevant to the previous one, to rise up and be the best of the best lawyer is becoming more of a myth now, due to the current aggressive nature and market for legal services. Which is to say, it is true, becoming well known and well paid is a hard and arduous journey. Studying and going for law exams is in itself one of the hardest trials to overcome. The course is expensive. Getting good grades are essential for fresh graduates, or else you get turned down just because of it. And when you finally do work as a lawyer, you need all the social skills to deal with a variety of individuals, from judges, clients, agents, officers, clerks, and other lawyers. Did I mention there's no work-life balance as well? Well, there's some positives about the job. You know how some people believe lawyers can only practice certain areas of law that they specialize? Well, that's untrue. Because once we get our license to represent clients and provide other legal services, there's no limitation as to what we can do. We are only limited by what we have studied and what has been taught by peers of the profession. And there's that portrayal of lawyers having to dress formally or behave in a proper way in court or public. Most bar counsels or court officials require legal practitioners to dress and act in a certain manner when they are in certain public places, such as not dyeing your hair or dressing in a casual fashion, as well as not throwing stuff or shouting in court proceedings. But of course, changing eras and societal cultures means that these archaic rules are not often enforced if it does not affect the so-called legal profession's image. And finally, number 10 of myths about lawyers. We're told we are too expensive for normal people to afford. Well, after years of practice, I'm going to say this is true. At least in Malaysia, lawyers generally do charge an exorbitant amount of money for their services depending on who you ask. The only thing I like to clarify is that there are two types of legal work which lawyers identify: contentious and non-contentious. Well, the former gets the most flack actually, because it's basically anything that involves resolving disputes, having the need to negotiate or fight against another party in or outside of court. The sky is the limit for what a lawyer can charge here, since it heavily depends on how reputable, successful, and persuasive a lawyer is. So you probably can guess what non-contentious is. Anything but what was mentioned. They all follow fixed scales of fees to which clients must pay exactly. Drafting, negotiating common or standard agreements or documents, filing documents for legal procedures with companies, government officials, or other legal entities which are required for completion, are all non-contentious legal work. Depending on what is to be done, you can expect a mixture of both kinds of legal work. And of course, this is a fact and open secret to everyone. It's actually illegal to give discounts for legal services. Even if it is legal in specific circumstances, it won't be a lot. But the reality is, if you don't give sufficient discounts, clients will find someone else who will, or even doing it for free just to get exposure. And that's my top 10 myths about lawyers. Thanks for watching. If you think today's lecture has been insightful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Or you have heard any other things that lawyers are believed to be like, please let me know down in the comments. If you would like to help or support me in continuing making this content, you can make donations or become monthly members in Ko-fi to get exclusive membership perks, which the details can be found at our Discord community server, Light & Co Gaming Aid Center. Link is in the description below. Until next time, be hopeful but stay critical.